guys, today I'm going to show you how I fill in my eyebrows. They are super sparse, and I'm sure it's because when I was 14 years old I thought it was a good idea to overpluck my own eyebrows, and I think naturally I just have kind of sparse eyebrows anyway, even though I wish I had thick eyebrows, but that is why we can fill them in. So I started to fill in my eyebrows about a year ago, and I started seeing people filling in their eyebrows, and to tell you the truth, I didn't even know it was a thing before that. I thought that it was something that like older women did and that it would look super fake and just drawn on. But if you do it right, then they look super natural. When I wanted to start filling in my eyebrows, I went to the drugstore and I picked up this e.l.f. eyebrow kit, and it comes with a colored wax and then a lighter shade of powder. And in it is also this double-sided brush that one side is an angled brush for the wax and the other side is a fluffier brush for the powder. And I actually pretty much only use the wax. I don't know, it just seems to be what looks the most natural for me. It comes in medium, light, and dark, so if you have really dark hair or really naturally a lot blonder, then you could get either of those. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I have like this little brush. I don't even know if it's for your eyebrows, but I do use it for my eyebrows. I kind of just brush the hairs up and away so that you can see what areas are really sparse and need a little bit more TLC. Most eyebrows do have a point where there is the natural arch to them, and it's usually like 2/3 of the way in. I know that there's all those things like, oh, go like this and you can find where it is, but I don't really need it. I think it's like the outside of your nose and through your pupil or something. Does that look right? I don't know. But usually it's like right about here. This is so scientific, isn't it? Mine naturally has like a point right about here that is already the point of the arch on the top. So what I do is I just take the brush and I'm gonna dip the angled part into the gel, just making a line kind of like, and you don't have to do it hard at all because you actually don't want too much product on your brush when you're first starting out. It's always easier to build it up as you go along than getting too much and then making your brows look really unnatural and too dark. So once you have a little bit of product on your brush, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start right here where there's the natural arch and just make a straight line down to where the eyebrow actually ends. And then you're just gonna take your brush and dab a little bit more from the gel and then do the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is from like the halfway point down to the tail, and this for me is a straighter line. It's not so curved, so I'm just gonna draw pretty much a straight downward line from the middle down to the tail. So what I do is on the top I start like 1/3 of the way in and then just make a straight line to where the arch is. So as you can see now, it's starting to gain shape, but you can see that this part is really sparse in the middle. So that is when I go back in, take a little bit more gel, and just lightly fill in that last part of my eyebrows so that it looks a lot fuller and much less sparse. And the way that I fill in the rest of the eyebrow is just doing little dashes so that it gets filled in, but it's not so even that it looks fake. It looks like a little bit more natural. And then this front part, I usually don't fill in that much, but with whatever is left on my brush afterwards, sometimes I just do upward motions like this in this front part very, very lightly, because if you fill in that front part too heavily, that is when your eyebrows, I feel, start to look really fake. And even sometimes when I do this and I still have a little bit too much product left on my brush, it looks too dark and too drawn in for me. So I just take my, I know this is so technical, but I just take my finger and kind of like smudge it so that it doesn't look so drawn on. So you can see the difference. This one right here looks so much more sparse, and this one looks a lot thicker. So let me bring you closer for the second one so you can see exactly how I do it. Then I use a gel that is in like a brush. So you're gonna just brush this front part upwards and then the rest just downwards into place. And that is the final look. So I know that this was a super quick tutorial, but I hope that you liked it, and I will see you next week with another one. Eyebrow filler is a girl's best friend, other than dogs and ice cream.